I wouldn't be doing these videos if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much for joining the gang. Next comment or questions for Umar Abdullah. They say thank you for the ASCP tips video, and you are welcome. Probably going to be doing more ASCP type of videos. I feel like there's only so much, you know, I can do videos about without actually digging into the book, but I will try to be very general and not so confusing, because I know you guys, especially if you are in school and you know, that's what you got your professors for. And I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, because I honestly don't know everything, but I just want to you know, try to do videos to where I give you guys like a real life perspective on histology, and let you guys know that the focus is, in my opinion, the focus is studying, taking the test, and passing the ASCP, of course, but you get the real deal when you actually work in the lab. That's how you become confident. That's how you become more self-aware of what to do when it's time to troubleshoot. It's real live action, because every day in histology will always be a different day. So, and it's not boring at all. So you're gonna learn like the real deal, you know, when you very first start your job. Travel healthcare interview process. You guys check out that video if you are about to have an interview, or you are about to travel and you're nervous about your interview process. I did a video on your interview. And DY Young Grasshopper, I actually got a couple of questions from this person, so I'm thinking that hopefully I was able to get all the questions or comments. You should do a video about career growth, compensation, future outlook, etc. I say this because this field is quite small but still growing, and it really helped those that are considering this career. Not too much info is out there yet. I definitely agree with you. There's not a lot of info on histology out there. That's why I decided to do these types of videos, because I wanted to once again be that person who looks just like you, who's normal, who's relatable, and not just a professor, or not just someone who's gonna, you know, speak to you in terms that you probably are not familiar with yet, and make you even more scared about the career. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. It wasn't a lot of information out there. I probably watched a few videos, and that was just so I can learn how to cut or feel confident, you know, cutting whenever I was like whenever I'm going for an interview, or, you know, cutting at the lab. I didn't have any experience. But let me see, video about career growth, compensation, and future. I would definitely need to do more research about the career growth, compensation, and the future of histology, just to wrap all those things up. The field is really, really small. I don't know a lot of histologists just yet. I'm year 5 this year. Yeah, I make 5 years in September, and I don't really know a lot of histologists. I only know probably a handful, maybe like 20, 25 maybe. But there's some OG histotechs out here, and the field is very small, but everyone seems to know everybody once you've, you know, been in the field for quite some time. And yeah, I'll definitely, you know, try to do some information as far as like the future of histology. I just would need to actually research more before I just push that out to you guys. Y'all are not gonna believe what happened. So I get up to move. I'm thinking that someone's about to come over here and grill, and then I pack up all my crap, and then they at the pool. Well, I could have stayed right here. Let me go ahead and get through this Q&A for you guys. I need to get focused. All right, how much do histotechs get paid in Florida? I get this question all the time, as far as like how much histotechs get paid, how much histotechs get paid in Florida. When I worked in Florida, for my very first job, I started at $18 an hour. And I don't know about y'all, but if you have never made $18 an hour, I was like, oh yeah, this, like, okay, now we're talking. Now I can finally have some money, right? So I got paid $18 an hour. And that was my very first job. My manager at the time, super, super sweet. She says, we're gonna start you off with 18, and then after 90 days, we'll bump you up to $20 an hour. I cannot believe what I was flipping hearing. Like me, I'm about to get paid $20 an hour in 90 days. So that's really good money, especially in Florida. And especially when, you know, you're not used to making that much money. So as a young career person, making like $6 to $7 more than what you are used to making, it is a blessing. Whenever I got my next job and I had my interview, I got paid, I actually got a $2 increase, and I had only been a Histotech for a year, and I was making $22 an hour. So, but the average, and that was me only being a Histotech for probably maybe 10 months. And then my next job, I got paid $2 more. So pretty good for being a new Histotech, a year in almost, and making probably like $10 to $12 more than what I was used to making before I got a career. I looked up the Florida average pay. The average pay is $36.17 per hour, averaging around $56,000 is what an average Floridian is making in 2020. The new generation of Histotechs, I don't know why, but I feel like we are not getting paid a little bit more, but it's easier to make more money now because I think the field is more in demand and higher in demand and a lot of opportunities. But for younger people and the way we feel like we need this, that, and the third, we're like, oh, that's not enough money. But I'm very humble, and I feel like the cost of living is low enough for you to survive off of $28 to $30 an hour. I come from nothing, so I feel like I can even survive off of $20 an hour, to be honest with you. But that only depends on what state I'm living in. California, no. A lot of Histotechs don't get paid what they're worth, and a lot of Histotechs, you know, make really, really good money. Katie Randall, love the videos. How much cell biology, cytoplasm knowledge do you need to be successful as a Histotech, or is it more method based? I did respond to her. I said earlier in the courses you'll learn about H&E, staying in the nucleus and the cytoplasm, and tissue morphology, but in the lab you won't really be checking the slides unless you're doing maybe special stains or immunos or maybe QC and slides. But Katie, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your question. Depends on where you work, what you're doing. Of course, whenever you're, you know, doing your work, you don't have the opportunity to check each and every, you know, slide that you come across. But if you're in a smaller lab and just say maybe you're the only Histotech, then, you know, maybe you can check real quick a couple slides, or check the control tissue, or check some IHC. But pretty much we check like control tissues and stuff like that, because you really don't have the time to check every slide. Before we get into the next question, I just want to remind you guys to turn on your post notifications bell. Don't forget to subscribe, hit this like button, join the gang. Another question from D Young Grasshopper. I've always heard about histology but never really looked into it. Then years after graduating with a BS in microbiology, was working for a few years and looking for a career change, and talked to a histologist. Currently working in a molecular histopathology lab. Now he's an assistant, or she is an assistant histotech and studying on the side to sit for the ASCP exam. September marks my 1-year employment, and hopefully I'll be ASCP certified by 2021. That's who I was remembering, who was a assistant histotech. I really never heard of an assistant histotech, to be honest with you, but I think it's amazing to do, because that's literally shadowing a histotech. That's hands-on experience, everything you need for a career change, everything you need if you're going to be sitting for your HT or HTL and you didn't have to go into a histology program. But this person already got their sciences, so it's easy for them to choose like route 2. Well, good luck with your test. In September marks my 1 year of employment, and hopefully I'll be ASCP certified by 2021. Good luck on your test, and keep us posted. Let us know how you did. Next question or comment is from Fran Full. Do you have to stand for 8 hours? Would you be able to sit down in a chair if needed to? I have a bad ankle, but I've been interested in this field for several years. Yes, you can sit down. Most of histology, if you're doing just a basic embedding and microtomy, it's a lot of sitting down, but it's really up and down all day long. You'll be sitting for several whatever hours embedding, and if you need to stand up and stretch and do what you need to do, or maybe take a break and someone else comes in and, you know, embed, because that's ergonomics. Your ergonomics is really, really important. So you don't need to strain yourself, but there is a lot of repetitive motion when it comes to your wrist. A lot of people have wrist issues. So I don't think your ankle will be a big deal unless you are not wearing any comfortable shoes, but it's mostly your wrist action and maybe like your posture. So make sure, you know, your chair is comfortable, your chair is ergonomically, you know, fitting for you. And if it's not, tell your boss, tell your supervisor, they can get you a chair that fits you. And the good thing is, where I work at now, we actually have someone who actually specializes in ergonomics, and they will actually come to the lab and like make sure your microtome is right and your chair is right and you got a footstool underneath your desk. But you know, I'm a little spoiled where I work at now, so every lab won't be like that, but still ergonomics is important. So speak up if you are having some issues with ergonomics. I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me in this quick Q&A, histology Q&A. I hope this video was not too long. Again, before we go, check out some other videos in my histology playlist. If you have any questions about starting histology, I do have a lot of histology videos on my channel. Just go ahead and check out some of those videos, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.